Okay, after bringing in the substitution lyap in place of the affix ktva by 7-137, samase nai purve ktvo lyap, we are now at the stage where we have upa sam gam ya. Now comes in the sutram 6-4-38, which says va lyapi. Now looking at the number, you can see that it is very close. In fact, it immediately follows the Sutram 6-4-37, which we have studied. Obviously, this Sutram 6-4-38 is closely connected with the Sutram 6-4-37. Let us first review 6-4-37, which says Anudatopadesha vanatitanothyadina manunasika lopo jhali kiniti, which means that there is an elision of the final nasal consonant of the verbal root 1 and of the verbal roots which have anudatta swaraha in the dhatu pashaha, as well as of the verbal roots belonging to the tanadi ganaha, when followed by a jhaladi pratyaha, which is kit or nyat. The anuvritti of anudattopadesha vanatitanothyadina manunasika lopaha, that comes down from 6-4-37 into 6-4-38. So 6-4-38 also is prescribing an elision of the final nasal consonant of the verbal root 1 and of the verbal roots which have anudatta swara in the dhatu pashaha, as well as of the verbal roots belonging to the tanadi ganaha. But 6-4-38 has va mentioned in it, so 6-4-38 is an optional rule. It prescribes the optional elision. And 6-4-38 only applies when lyap follows. Lyap follows. Now we already saw in 6-4-37 the note over there which says that there are only 6 verbal roots which end in the nasal consonant and have a anudatta swara in the dhatu pataha, and they are yam, which is yama uparame from the bhadiganaha, ram, which is ramu kridayam or rama kridayam as per madhavaha from the bhadiganaha, nam, which is nama pravat shabde cha from the bhadiganaha, gam, which is gamru gatau from the bhadiganaha, han, which is hana himsagatyoho from the adadiganaha, and man, which is mana jnane from the divadiganaha. These are the only 6 verbal roots which end in the nasal and have an anudatta swaraha in the dhatu pataha. And there are only 8 verbal roots in the tanadiganaha which are subject to this rule. They are tan, which is tanu vistare, which of course is the first verbal root in the tanadi ganaha. Then kshan, which is kshanu himsayam. Third one is kshin, which is kshinu himsayancha. Fourth one is rin, which is rinu gatau. Next one is Trin, which is Trinu Adane. Next one is Grun, which is Grunu Deeptau. And then we have One, which is Vanu Yachane. And finally Man, which is Manu Avabodhane. These are the only 8 roots in the Tanadi Ganaha which are affected by this rule. There is one more important note here from the Siddhanta Kaumudi which says that Vyavasthita Vibhasheyam, which means Vyavasthita Vibhasha iyam. The optionality in this rule has an order to it. Doesn't mean that in every case there are 2 forms. There is a further specification which says when exactly there is optionality, and it says that tena mantanitam va nantanitam vanadinancha nityam, which means that the elision prescribed by 6-4-38 is optional in the case of the verbal roots which end in the letter ma and have anudatta swara in the dhatu pataha. Remember, a verbal root which is ekach has a single vowel and has anudatta swara in the dhatu patha is anit. As per 7-10, ekacha upadeshe anudattat does not allow an affix to take a idagamaha. Hence, anitam is the same as anudattopadeshanam. So, what this statement here is saying that elision prescribed by 6-4 6438 is optional in the case of verbal roots which end in the letter ma and have anudatta swara and dhatu pataha. In the remaining cases, the elision is invariable, means it has to be done. It is not optional. So this is a very important thing that we have to remember, that 6438 doesn't prescribe optionality everywhere. As per the commentators, the optionality is a vyavasthita vibhasha. It has an order to it, and in this particular case, only those verbal roots which end in the letter ma have the optionality, the others do not. So now, in our example, what do we have? We have upa sam gam ya. So we do have the verbal root gam, which is anudat upadeshaha. There are only 6 roots which are anudat upadeshaha in the dhatu partha ending in a nasal, and gam is one of them. So now what's going to happen here is that the letter ma takes lopaha optionally. It is elided optionally. So first let's take a look at the case where the letter ma is not elided. In that case, we just do the sandhikaryam. We replace the makaraha of sam with the anuswaraha as per monuswaraha. So we get upasangamya, and then by 8459 vapadantasya, that anuswaraha is optionally replaced by the parasavarnaha, which is the nasal of the kavargaha. So we get 2 forms, upasangamya and upasangamya, with the 5th letter of the kavargaha, the ngakaraha, being substituted optionally. And now, as per sthanivadadesho nal vidhau, substitution lyap, which replaces ktwa, inherits the property of being a kit affix with the designation krit as per 3193, krid, a thing, and hence upasangamya and upasangamya gets the pratipadika sanya by kritadita samasascha and the avyaya sanya by 1140 ktva tosun kasunaha. Now in the case where the letter ma is elided, then what happens is that we get upasamgaya by applying 6438 va lyapi. This is the lopapakshaha where the elision is done. So we get upasamgaya, and now by 6171 rasvasya pitikriti tuk, this lyap is a krit affix which has letter pa as a it. So therefore the preceding short vowel takes the augment tuk, which as per 1146 adyanta utakitau joins after that short vowel. The short vowel here is the letter a prior to the affix lyap. So we have now upa sam ga tuk ya. Remove these letters, the ending kakaraha of tuk gets isanya by halantyam, unanasika ukaraha gets the isanya by upadeshe jananasika it, and then tasya lopaha. So we get upa samgatya. Then same thing here again, bring in the anuswara deshaha by monuswaraha. We get upa samgatya, and then finally by 8459 vapadantasya we get upa samgatya and upa sangatya, which gets the pratipadika sanya by kritadita samasascha, the avyaya sanya by 1140 ktva tosun kasunaha. Now, if we take another example from the Gita, verse 36 of chapter 1, nihatyadhatarashtra naha kapiti sya janardana papameva shredasma natvaita natatayanaha. Nihatya derived from the verbal root han, hana himsagatyoho, from the adadiganaha, preceded by the upasargaha ni. Now, here, as per nanta nitam vanadi nancha nityam, there is no optional form because this verbal root han does not end in the letter ma. So there is only one form here, nihatya, derivation of which is similar to that of upasangatya, which we just did.